How's it going, everyone? Matt from Backer Club here again with another creator interview. This time we have Jimmy from StepNLock. How's it going, Jimmy?
Great. Thanks, Matthew. Thanks for having me here.
Awesome. So yeah, we just have a few questions for you today about your new project, StepNLock, and to just jump right into it. For someone who's brand new to StepNLock, can you give us a brief overview of the project?
Sure. Yes. So I actually have a prototype right here, but basically I kind of describe it as a deadbolt for your sliding glass patio doors. It's really kind of to add that additional security. I think a lot of doors themselves just have those deadbolts, if you will, at the top
Yep.
that you kind of lock. So this device is really meant to help add that extra security to sliding glass doors, which I think has been a gap in the market for a while.
Cool. So where did the inspiration for StepNLock come from?
Yeah, the inspiration for me came from I don't know, going back a few years now, for a number of years, to COVID. We were stuck at home, if folks remember that, for quite a period of time. But we went out to the backyard often. The kids were, fairly active, needed to get them out of the house. Kept going in and out of the sliding door, and I think a lot of people just use sticks. I use sticks
Yeah.
that kind of just to secure a sliding door. But after a while, going in and out, I found the sticks kind of just hanging out of the sliding door. I forget to put it back. At night, I'd walk by and I'd trip over it and things just because I just got lazy at the end of the day. So I just figured and tried to do research to find there has to be a better way that kind of adds that security or that some type of
Yep.
similar locking mechanism, but not having to have to bend down. I mean, that really, as I get older, that really was a big inspiration for me, and why it became so lazy for me to
Yep.
place that wood back, and that's where the step and lock was born.
So, what makes this more unique than, let's say, like a stick or something else on the market? Like, can you go into like kind of the features of why somebody would choose this rather than a stick?
Yeah, I'd say no. Thanks for that question. I think one of the main things, other than a stick, is its body is made of metal, so it's really kind of secure. You're not really going to see it kind of crumble or go through splinters and things like that. I think the main thing that I'll point out is it kind of has this a stepping action. So it's meant to be hands-free, bending down free, if you will. If you have parents, myself, even just getting older and back issues, this kind of that actuator, if you will, provides it to an unlocked position, and really you don't
Ah,
have to do anything else. You unlock your sliding door, slide it open, and it slides up the back. Uh,
ah,
Gravity then drops it when you slide it closed. You hit the second button, and it locks back into place, and your sliding door has that extra security. And so I think that's really the main selling point of
yep,
this is that it provides just that ease of use, if you will.
yep. And that like real security, right? It's like you don't have to remember to put the stick back. I mean, you do have to remember to hit the button, but it's already there. It's like you
That's
don't have to
exactly it.
make sure it gets back into its spot before it's good, right? It's like,
That's exactly it. Yeah, no, that's a great call out. I mean, really, it's meant to blend into the sliding
yep.
door. It almost feels like it's a part of the sliding door at that point. If you don't mind, the other thing I'd say though is, there are other solutions, but they do require sometimes screws or installation. And
Mm,
the other additional feature here is that it's just you set it and forget it.
yep.
It's really just meant to sit into your sliding door channel. It has a little anchor in the back, so it kind of prevents it from falling out. And really 5 foot, 6 foot wide sliding doors is kind of our initial versions of this product right now. It seems pretty commonplace at the moment, two pane sliding glass doors, and have found a lot of success in some of the testing that we've done.
Awesome. Cool. Yeah, I actually thought of another cool thing that you just said that it's like because it's not bolted, you could actually take it with you, right? It's like if you
True,
had,
true.
a summer place or if you had like something else or if you were staying in an Airbnb that had a sliding glass door or something and you wanted more security, like you could always have that in it, right?
Yeah,
So,
absolutely. I mean, what we like about this is, whether it be a home that you own or whether you be a renter and you're moving on to your next home
yeah,
or
exactly.
relocating, it's fairly, I always like it to be very versatile, I guess, at the end of the day.
Yep.
Speaking of, I have noticed a few places I've stayed at recently where they do have like these things that they bolted in, but they're also made of like thinner aluminum,
Yep.
and I've found them really actually more broken and haphazardly
Yep.
than I would like. And so, yeah, this is I think also for businesses. that I
There you
mentioned,
go.
Airbnbs. I think it helps provide that additional security, or great gifts if you're a real estate agent out there and other businesses. Great gifts in general, I think, for the parents and grandparents alike. So
Awesome. Yeah, I'm really glad we dove into that aspect of it. So,
yeah, thanks for the question.
how long have you been working on Step and Lock?
Yeah, that's a great question. So I think we talked about mentioned I mentioned COVID before. So it's been 4 or 5 years up to this point. It's been a lot of kind of stop and go with life and other
Yeah.
things. So, but it's definitely been a passionate project of mine, just because I think people can actually use it, and quite honestly, the patent process takes a long time as well.
Yep.
But yeah, it's been kind of on and off, and just a lot of stop and go through that process. We actually filed a utility patent in 2020
Oh
and
wow.
had it granted, last year, middle of last year.
Wow.
So very happy and excited that a utility patent was granted for this,
Yep.
and taking that to market via Kickstarter this month. So yeah.
Wow. Cool. So, yeah, can you talk a little bit about any environmental sustainability aspects of the project?
Yeah, I think in terms of environmentally, what stands out to me the most is we really invested time in the materials. I mentioned, obviously a lot of the components themselves are plastic or polymer, but really the housing. I don't know if you can hear that, but it's made of really strong aluminum, if you will. The housing is so. This is not meant in terms of lifetime. It's meant to really survive the life of your sliding door.
Mm.
So environmentally, we just imagine it as an investment. It's part of your sliding door from day one, as soon as you take the few seconds to just slide it in. And I think, yeah, environmentally, it's not meant to be purchased or need to be purchased again, I guess, at the end of the day. So excited to bring that to market as well.
Yeah. So now can you give us a brief overview of the team and our partners for the project? Like how many people are helping you work on this?
Yeah, I would say not a ton. I mean, really, the primary focus is really a family affair, as I mentioned. So, my wife and I, we're co-partners or co-inventors. So we're both named in the patent. We did leverage a patent firm, Bold IP, and then we also worked, really when even just as we started filing the utility patent, we also worked with an engineering firm locally
Mm.
in the Seattle area, which we're excited about. They had some experiences with Windows, and really worked with them on the full design. I mean, you'll see some examples of actually it was out of cardboard and sticks of trying to what I was originally thinking about prototyping, but then bouncing some ideas back and forth, we came up with the stepping action. And there's a lot of components in here that actually keeps it up and snapped into the
Yeah.
open position, because the original idea was, and sorry, real quick, is I really wanted it to be easy and simple. You step on it, open the sliding door, but that's like two movements that might be a little too far apart, if you will. And so we really invested in time with that ease where it stays open, and then that's part one. Separating that action from actually opening the sliding door is part two.
Mm. Very
So a
cool.
lot of time and investment was spent in the
Yep.
patent to kind of cover and engineering of what that would
Yep.
work. But I think that investment really paid off in the long run. So yeah. And I
Awesome.
mentioned the kids being the testers. They've
Yeah.
definitely been part of the project, and my parents and as some of the actors or some of the they've been very gracious with their time and helping support us in this journey.
Awesome. So cool. So with all the ways that you can launch a new idea, why did you choose Kickstarter?
Yeah, I think as you mentioned, there's a ton of ways to go about it. I think with Kickstarter, just top of mind for me, a lot of early adopters, a lot of folks that would really, just a community. I think it's mentioned time and time again that are really interested in new ideas, new concepts, and I think this is one that, because I think I haven't seen anything for sliding doors for quite a while, if any
Yeah.
at all, that really
Yeah.
stand up to what we've developed here. And I think it shows. We just launched earlier this week, and had a goal. And you're always nervous when you're launching something, but could be zero, it could be a handful. But we're at, I think after a few days, we're at 350 backers and counting. So we kind of surpassed our goals at the moment, 700%. And maybe a quick early announcement, we may be working on a black version of it. Right now,
Oh,
it's only available in
cool.
white,
Yep.
but really announcing a black version. I think we've gotten some feedback through that community, as I
Yep.
mentioned, around just different colors.
Yep.
And so, but yeah, I wanted to help address that opportunity. So we're working with our manufacturer on what that might look like. So
Awesome. Yeah, that's great to hear that you're actually taking the feedback of the campaign and implementing it into what people really want, right? Like, that's kind of what Kickstarter was born to do. And so I'm glad you guys are
absolutely.
actually really going after it and actually doing it. So,
Yeah, I think
awesome.
the other feedback, since you mentioned it, is also around wanting. There are other sliding doors out there, so there, if there are, send that feedback. Colors, different sizes. Those are things that we're kind of building into our roadmap now. Okay, we've seen that people actually want this product, as I mentioned, at least in the early adopter community at the moment. So that marketability there, I think it's just that milestone to say, okay, if we're past that proof of concept,
Yep.
let's get into people's hands and let's work on that next thing. So that's what I'm most excited about here, and I'm very thankful to the Kickstarter community to get us to this point.
Cool. So, yeah, talking about delivering the project, how confident are you in the December delivery date?
Yeah, thanks for that. I'm fairly confident. I think, I know there's a lot of uncertainty with tariffs and other things. I think we've and that kind of had some stop and go, but we at this point are just as an investment really at the end of the day to get this out there. We're full ahead. I think hopefully things will settle out, but we basically are trying to get kind of forecasting together again through this kind of
Yep.
Kickstarter community, and we have another I think 27 days for the campaign, but we'll probably place an order here in the middle of the campaign when we have a good idea of volume
Mhm.
and types,
Yep.
and maybe even actually get a survey because there's right now a 5 foot and 6 foot version, which at the campaign survey close, you'll be able to submit which size you
Ah,
want.
yep.
But I might do a pre-survey ahead of that in the next week or two here to kind of get an idea of how
Yep.
many do I order, so of each. So maybe it's 50-50. I'm not sure of these two types. But yeah, long story short, fairly confident. But there is a window, and apologies, like any
Yeah, of course.
first time run in development, it'll be a few months for that. I was told around 6 to 8 weeks, and then getting it sent over and then being able to ship from
Yep.
here. So feeling fairly confident in the December. Knock on wood, it could be a little earlier. I don't know, but really trying to get the Christmas time to be honest. And I think
Yep.
that timing and if from a gift giving perspective. So
Cool. Yeah, so that's good to hear. It's always good when a creator says that he might actually be able to deliver it early, right? It's like it's never a
yeah,
guarantee, but it's always nice when he
don't
thinks he
quote me on
can.
it, but working
Yeah, of
on it,
course.
working on
Yeah.
it. If all the stars align, but yeah,
Yeah.
excited about it. Yeah.
Cool. So, last but not least, is there anything you'd like to say directly to the backers?
Yeah. I mean, as I mentioned, for all the backers, thank you for the support. Thank you for, I've gotten a lot of great feedback and been responding to comments around people looking for devices like this, people who are aging or their parents and they're looking out for. So I want to thank everyone who's contributed so far or at least considering. And then please keeping the feedback coming. I've heard a lot, I know in yeah, at least in like the warmer states and Florida and California, where they actually have three, sliding
Yep.
glass door panes and are very large windows. And so we're not there yet. We are in just a quick peek, an 8 foot model. So if you have a larger that in size, we
Mhm.
are working on that size at the moment. But I think the feedback's been fantastic. So really thankful again to the community and their support in the Kickstarter. So thank you.
Awesome. Well, there you guys have it. There's Jimmy from StepNLock. Thanks a lot for your time today, Jimmy.
Absolutely. Thank you, Matthew, and thank you, everyone.
Awesome. Take care.